Welcome to the Taking the Lead podcast, where we empower people to be unstoppable. I'm Christina Hepner with my co-hosts Leslie Hoskins and Timothy Cuneo. So, coming up very shortly, Timothy, we're going to be on Leslie will also actually be on
I don't know. I'm feeling a little left out, guys.
But Timothy and I are co-emceeing Dinner in the Dark, our largest fundraiser.
Oh, man, I got to work with you for a couple of hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, Christina.
Yeah, it's a totally different approach this year, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun and a new experience for everyone who has already been to Dinner in the Dark. If you haven't been before, you're in for a treat.
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, I hope everybody can understand my southern drawl a little bit. I do say words a little bit different than y'all do. So hopefully everybody can follow.
Oh, man. I guess we'll manage.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really exciting to have a client on stage almost the entire time, right? And Timothy, you can share your story and your perspective, and people know you already. So we already have that relative piece. I'm looking forward to watching you two and listening. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, as long as Timothy doesn't make fun of me.
I try not to, but sometimes it comes easy. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I'll be on my good behavior. I'll practice my good etiquette at my plate at home for a couple of days before I come on. And my wife would be very happy about that.
Well, we also have to sit at the same table for dinner, so we're going to be together all night.
And I have to put a suit on, apparently.
I was just going to ask, have we decided the wardrobe? What are we wearing?
I think fancier.
Fancier? Okay.
How can you get
I mean,
fancier
you'll be
than
on
a
the
suit?
stage, so I think you pull out that suit, Timothy.
I have to get a suit and tie on.
I mean, we actually haven't discussed this entirely yet, but
okay. Well,
but yeah, I think suit.
I'm glad we're bringing it up.
okay,
Good.
well, I'm glad you bring it up now. I need to get that one suit I got clean.
Yes. Please do.
All right.
Yeah.
So Dinner in the Dark is happening March 12th. Where can I go?
March 20th.
March 20th. Oh,
See?
man. They messed my airplane. Everybody got my tickets. I got the wrong date.
No, you
March
don't.
12th
Hold on.
is my grandpa's
It's
birthday.
the 20th.
Yes.
March 20th. Thank you. And you can find out more at leaderdog.org.
Yes.
If you haven't already purchased a ticket, please check that out. It is going to be a really fun and exciting night. I'm really looking forward to it.
I challenge everybody to be there. Come on now. Come and see me and come see what Leader Dog does. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be absolutely fun. So come on down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And different than in the past, which I think will be really fun
and if
for
you
anybody
physically
too.
aren't able to make it, you can always,
Donate.
reach out in different ways and be an ambassador, volunteer, donate, all those different things. So
Absolutely.
if you can't be there in person and you still want to be involved, there's multiple ways. So.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to it, and we'll have to circle back on what anybody ends up wearing, the wardrobe choices, because we'll want to follow up with that. But today we are welcoming back a guest to give us an update on that Unmet Needs survey that we talked about regularly throughout the last year, and really what we've done with that information.
Yes, Jeannine Penzone is a certified orientation and mobility specialist and a certified vision rehabilitation therapist at Leader Dogs for the Blind. And she's not unfamiliar to this podcast. She's been a guest on it in episodes like Beautiful Biscuit, if you want to go back and listen, and Don't Be a Zach.
Jeannine, welcome back. I think that she's probably been on this podcast more than anybody than us.
Honestly, the third-time guest is pretty big, other than obviously Melissa Weissing, President and CEO. But wow. All right, Jeannine, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me back again.
Yes.
Very excited
I know,
to
and
talk
you're
about this new program.
Officially a team member now.
Yes. Last time I was interning.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
so-
now
Look at you. So we're going to talk about the pilot class. So can you tell us how we come up with this? Why did we need to do it?
So Unmet Needs survey was done a couple years ago, and we've been working on it. And the biggest thing that we got was feedback from the clients that our current programs effectively teach individuals how to travel safely from point A to point B to their destination, but then they struggle once they get to that destination. So having this adaptive daily living skills program is a gap to meet for the clients. So not only are they traveling safely, now once they get there, they can do what they would like.
And this really came about, Timothy, you've been talking about this for years, right? Of like, yeah, it's great. Leader Dog's providing all this mobility training and you're traveling, like Jeannine said, from point A to point B, but it's that in between and all those activities of daily living where you've never really received any instruction. So what does it mean to you to be a part of this pilot program?
Well, I'm happy that I'm here. Mm-hmm. And it's like I've been telling everybody, I've got my independence now outside the house, but with my vision, now I'm losing the independence inside my house and when I'm traveling. So I have learned a lot this week, and simple things, because I'm thinking visually still. And I couldn't get past that barrier, and Jeannine helped me do it on some of these things. And it just mind blows me, the things that simple things, and I just never thought about doing. So I think this is a great program. I think it's a needed program. And yes, there's some people out there who may not need it, but there are people like me in my same situation. And I think it would be very helpful for them.
Absolutely. So just to give us, let's back up a little bit, because we're ready to dive into this. This is the final day of the pilot program. But Jeannine, can you give us like a broad overview of what this pilot program is?
Yes. So we had to decide it. So as a vision rehab therapist, we break things into categories of reading and identification, communication technology, personal management, home management, assistive technology, and self-advocacy. So we have all taken pieces of that. We talk with our clients to see what they needed, and then we tailored a program to, talk about dining etiquette or cooking. We also have done, how to read labels or use a keypad to use your credit card. Labeling, how to find items in your house. We talk about apps and how to use those effectively. And, home management. How do you clean? How do you make sure that your countertop was cleaned off correctly? Or, right, Timothy? How do you...
an onion.
Dicing an onion,
yes.
or getting some mustard on our hot dog properly, right?
No ketchup.
No ketchup, sorry.
I know we're going to get to history and hot dogs, because I definitely want to talk about that as a key part of this week. But I'm also curious, Jeannine, can you tell us who's here providing this program with you? Because you have an additional certification than most of our comms have, right? That Certified Vision Rehabilitation Therapist. So who is with you here providing this week?
So we have two other CVRTs with us. One is Ricky Lindler, and Chad Cicchini is here for the week with us to do this pilot program, and they'll be joining us at our next pilot week that we're doing.
So exciting. The energy on campus right now is like a buzz, right? Everybody's walking around talking about like, well, did you see what they're doing downstairs right now? Or have you gotten a hot dog? Or did you see that they went shopping or this and that? They partnered with the library. I mean, like the energy is so exciting, and you're really feeling the impact. Timothy, what has been, it's probably going to be hard to narrow down, but like some of the most impactful things that you've learned this week?
Well, the most impactful is that when I got into the kitchen, I like to cook. I've always cooked for Cheryl. When she used to work, she'd come home, supper's ready. I was a nice husband.
Yeah.
But for the past year or two, my eyesight has gotten so much worse. I couldn't even put mustard on the hot dog anymore. And I couldn't dice onions anymore. So she just said, get out of the way, I'll do it. Well, I didn't like that feeling, because I felt like I was inadequate and I couldn't do it anymore. And then once you give up that stuff, you start losing yourself again. I don't want to go back to who I was. I didn't want to be a lump on a couch again. I can do it outside with Glacier, go anywhere. But in my kitchen, I can't do nothing anymore. And so just the simple thoughts because I was thinking visually, because I used to have good sight and I could still see 3 or 4 years ago. But I couldn't figure out how to do it. I would miss the bun. I would do this. It was terrible.
Terrible.
And so, that just to be able to do something in the kitchen, and now I know how to do things. Just simple things like labeling your credit card so you know what side is which, and where the magnetic strip is, and where the chip is, and you do the opposite corner of where the card is. And it's just simple stuff that somebody like me couldn't figure it out. And Jeannine did. And so she just showed me a better way to do it.
It's been so fun to pop in and out. I'm total disruptive this week.
Yes, you were everywhere.
I know, but I was so excited about something. And I learned so much just from popping in and out. So the other day you guys were working on how to sign like a receipt at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that strategy, Jeannine? Because honestly, it's so easy, but I never would have considered it.
So a lot of people don't necessarily take the signature guide with them. It's a I hear it. I don't want to bring another device. I don't want to bring something else to do. So, using your self-advocacy and knowing you can ask your cashier or waitress or whatever, take that receipt and ask them to bend it where you would sign your name. And now you have a tactile feeling where you can put your name.
Oh.
Now Timothy's like, I want to give a tip. What do I do about that? How do I know where to put the tip on there? Because I could just write it anywhere on the receipt. But you can also ask them to fold the receipt in half there where the tip is. So above the tip line, you would put the tip amount, and below it would be the total that you are charging your card. And then you can find that next line and sign your name.
Well, I just want to let Melissa, I wrote $1,000 tip on Bish's receipt.
And I kept it.
So, Melissa, $1,000 tip, please.
Yeah, we'll have to get that approved
Yeah.
by somebody.
Yeah. Where is that receipt now?
I do have it. So let me know.
Turn it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just one small example. Again, for the 3 minutes that I sat with you guys were also pouring water in and out of different devices, using different devices and different strategies. But we do have to talk about the hot dogs. Because the hot dog energy around this building yesterday was insanity.
I am so sad that I missed it. I was in a meeting and I came back out and she was like, you have to check out the hot dogs. And I went down and you guys were done. I was like, no.
Tell us about the hot dogs, Timothy.
Well, I chopped up a bunch of onions that because I wanted to know how to cut, a potato, a carrot, and then we did on the onions. And she showed me all the neat little devices we can use, and I'm just blown away. So we diced those onions up, and
they were perfectly
I got
diced.
to go in the kitchen. Oh my gosh! It
Right,
so
our kitchen
nice
here
back
is
there.
incredible.
Stainless steel everywhere.
Yes.
Right? So we went over there,
Beautiful.
and she got this little hot plate and a brand new pot, and we started cooking some hot dogs. And so then she goes, well, what kind of condiments you want? I said mustard. I didn't mention ketchup, but she insisted.
Well, because you have a hot dog without ketchup, Timothy. Let's not be absurd here.
Okay, you're crazy. And then we did the relish, and then we did the onions. And so we cooked them, and everybody started showing up. I saw Garrett there. Meredith was there. We had Christy Pleasure there. Everybody was showing up wanting their hot dog.
Yeah.
I tried to get Dunny to get one, but she wouldn't eat one.
Yeah, Dunny was the one that sent me down to see the hot
she said,
dogs.
"Go get a hot dog."
Yes.
So, and you showed up too.
I know.
Yeah, you were last.
I know. I didn't get a hot dog, but
Everybody was just excited to eat the hot dog, and I put the ketchup on some of them, but I used
Which is kind.
Yeah.
which Jeannine taught me how to do, and I did it. And that's just simple stuff bothers me more than anything.
Yeah.
And now Jeannine helped me figure it out, and that helps me out a lot psychologically, because I've been frustrated here past 6-7 months, just doing the simple stuff, and I've had to apologize a couple times to Cheryl. And I don't mean to sound like this, but I'm getting frustrated again because it's just getting so bad.
well, we certainly appreciate you always being so open and honest and vulnerable and sharing your personal story and experience. And really hearing from you throughout the years on this podcast has also really inspired this pilot program to get started. And I'm so glad that you're here and get to be one of the first participants. And the history in hot dogs was just fantastic. And I hope that kind of continues. We talked about this being such a historic moment in Leader Dog's history. We have always focused pretty much just on mobility. So to expand into this area and just explore it, who knows what will come of this, but what a historic moment. And then you add hot dogs and honestly, it's just a win-win. History and hot dogs here this week.
But see, the thing I needed will be different than what somebody else needed. And that's what's great about it. It can be more specific for each individual client. And you get one-on-one. There's not 1-on-3 or whatever. It is a one-on-one. And I love that aspect of it. It needs to be one-on-one. That way we can spend the 2 or 3 hours that we need. And I just love that part of it.
And I'm curious, Jeannine, on your perspective or excitement, I guess, around this. You have been on the Leader Dog team for officially how long now? Just about a year. That's crazy. It feels like so much longer. But in that year, and you've gotten your certified vision rehabilitation therapist, and you've been kind of providing these skills here and there to clients that your O&M clients that you're working with. What has it been like to spend a whole week really diving into this?
Exciting.
Yeah.
It was great to think, like, I know when, I take it to O&M clients come and they're like, oh, I just don't know how to cut my food. So you spend a little bit of time doing that, but to actually dive in this whole week and say, these are the things that, kind of make us whole if you think about it. Like, yes, you've gained your independence, but now you're living. And how can I do this? So to be able to take it and say, I have this whole entire week. What are these small things, or what is the big thing that is stopping you from getting to the restaurant or going out with your friends or figuring out what you're going to cook in the kitchen or how you're going to cook it? We have that one-on-one time just to do that the whole week, which has been great.
And how did you guys prep for this, right? Like, I know it was hard to navigate selecting clients for this program. I think you guys did a lot of phone calls kind of on the front end, because like you talked about, this is so individualized, one-on-one, as are most of our programs. But I'm curious that whole process kind of leading up to this.
Well, Jeannine called me about a week and a half ago. I said, there's a strange person calling me on my phone. And she goes, that's Jeannine. Okay. So we went through. She asked, what are you looking for? What do we need to do to tailor for your needs? So I told her about my difficulties and what I was having. And so she tailor-made a specific program and things and I think she probably added a couple things in there that she might, hey, you ever thought about that? Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you for adding something to it. Maybe I didn't think about, because like the magnetic strips on the back of a credit card and stuff. So she added a little, maybe this, you might want to do this too. And she hit it dead on, and she's pretty good at it. I congratulate her. She's pretty daggum good.
She's earned that $1,000 tip.
Yeah, that's why I did it. It first was 100, but by the end of the class it was 1,000.
Yeah.
So that's the one she's trying to do.
So it's really getting to know, just to add on, your clients. So yes, we have like these areas that we're going to look at, but for it to be meaningful for Timothy, what is the biggest struggles you're having right now? Why are you not maybe like going to that restaurant or whatever? So let's start talking about those things and figuring it out. Then I can start tailoring the program to say, oh, he doesn't like to use knives, or he's not sure the proper way to use knives. So we can add that in there. Or, just jumping like coffee. How to pour coffee to the right measurement that we're not burning ourselves or overspilling it. So there's
sweeping the floor properly, vacuuming, just stuff like that I want to help out. I don't want to be a person on the sideline all the time. I want to say, hey, I can do it. And I don't want to have somebody have to go behind me and clean up what I missed. I don't want to miss nothing.
Yes.
And I don't want to have to sit there and scrub for 40 minutes either. So I want to get her done when it's time to get her done.
Right. Absolutely. And there are two other clients here who, like you mentioned, are working with Chad and Ricky Lynn this week. Have they been doing different things that you haven't been doing, or?
Yes, they have. I know one of our other clients, she was not familiar with meta glasses at all.
Okay.
Actually, both of them were. One had bought a pair, brought them with them, never used them before. And then we did have a pair here for our other client to use. And, Timothy jumped right in and did some lessons with that, with the meta. So having some peer support like that to do. So yes, another does not know how to use voiceover. So they were learning how to do voiceover. One of the other clients did not know how to, ask for assistance to get help into a store when they wanted to go to purchase something. So it just depends on where they're at. And
everybody has different needs. And that's what's beautiful about it. I may have strengths and I may have weaknesses, but it might be somebody else's strength and weakness. So we feed while there's downtime, like she said, during the times that everybody went home. I sat there and had a 2-hour session with meta glasses with everybody. And there were some times that even the instructor couldn't figure something out. I said, try this. Oh my gosh, you're right. So I was having a blast. I had a smile on my face when I got Tuesday morning because we were about technology and I was having a blast.
Well, and I think that really ties to, we were trying to meet clients where they were and why that unmet needs survey was done. And I think all of that is a testament to that everyone is at a different space. And Timothy, for you, sitting down with the clients on your own time, I mean, you guys are probably bouncing ideas off each other and just learning outside of the learning sessions that you're having.
Yeah, it's just, I think I'm a little bit ahead of some people, which I love technology. Everybody knows that. So if I can help them out, I'm all for it. I love technology. And what I learned last November when I was here for my O&M advance, I can tell people, hey, this is what I did. And one day you'll be able to do it. You got to start where you are, but eventually you're going to be able to do anything you want to, and it will blow you away what's coming down your pipeline. Be patient and learn them baby steps, but eventually you'll get there.
Yeah. And what is, because we're at the end of the week of the pilot program, what is the confidence like from that first day to now on the different skills you learned?
Well, Jeannine did a great job, like I said. And now I know what I need to do when I get home.
Yeah.
We've got goals that she's going to call back and check on me.
I am. Make sure you're.
Yeah. So she said, what are you going to do when you get home? I said, I'm going to cook me a big dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use those techniques. So you know what? You can teach me everything you can. And if I don't go home and do it, I wasted your time and my time. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these skills that I've just learned and use them.
Yeah.
I'm also going to check in on some confidence of, we had identified your credit cards or your health insurance card. And how confident are you going to be when you go to the store and use that?
Oh, yeah. I hate giving somebody a card and it's upside down. I want to look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to fool people. And this guy's, every time he gives me this card, it's always in the right. I want to be I hate it. I want to make sure that I look like I'm confident. Looking confident, even though in my blindness, it says something about me.
Yes.
And that's what I want to give that appearance of.
Absolutely. I love that. And I feel that so strongly in all the things, right? O&M and all these VRT skills too. Jeannine, I'm curious, because it has been a really successful week and again, the energy is buzzing. Are there things though that you've been like, I would do that differently, or next time I want to add that, or I'd take away that?
Oh, that is a good question. So yes, I have been thinking of things. I would love to put some more, in the self-advocacy, just putting people in maybe a situation that is a little uncomfortable, for them to find their words to say, instead of saying I'm sorry or I'm in the way or, confidently say something and move on with what they're doing.
I think it'll be so interesting, Jeannine and Timothy too, to reflect on the week and get kind of the client perspective and what you would maybe change or would have wanted to see more of, or what you were really surprised by. And same with you, Jeannine, and Ricky Lynn and Chad, to hear, okay, this was really great, but or I want to follow up in this area, or next time let's do this. I am curious. So we talked about, this is one version of the pilot program, right? Where you guys have really focused on activities of daily living. But we do have another week of pilot program coming up here. Can you tell us what is the difference between this week and what that next week's going to be?
Yes. So the next program that we're doing, we're going to do like hybrid. We're going to do some O&M training and daily living skills.
Very cool.
So if there's something that you're needing help with, the O&M, we're going to do a brush up with that, but then also teach some daily living skills, or, how can we combine them together to get you out into the community, whether that's navigating a store and purchasing something.
Yeah.
So taking the O&M and then how to find the things in the store and then use money or a credit card or whatever, checking out.
There was some actual clients that went out this week with their Meta Ray bands, and they were able to shop. They were able to pick the product off the shelf.
Yeah.
Using Ira or Be My Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were crying when they were doing this stuff, because
I love that.
it opens the world. And I know people with vision can't understand, but when something you can't do and haven't been able to do, and all of a sudden you can read a letter, you can find something on the shelf, that's huge. It is. And you did it yourself. And I love the idea that they went out and let them go to the shopping center and Target or what Myers or with, how's your son say it?
Major.
Majors.
Major.
Oh, Zach.
And they're able to do that because that's what they're going to do when they go home.
Yeah.
And I love that they let them do that.
That's so exciting. What a great week. Again, we cannot capture the energy well enough of how this place is just beaming right now. It's exciting to go kind of down these paths and explore different opportunities. And we don't know what will come of it, but I'm certainly glad that we've done this, and it's had a huge impact on you, Timothy, and I know the other two clients that are here as well. What, Timothy, we asked Jeannine kind of what she would maybe do differently or thoughts for the next time. Do you have any ideas or suggestions or thoughts?
You know, you always say about advocacy.
Yes.
And I know you know, leader dog's good about having those little puppy dogs. There's always distractions. You know that? So why they're out shopping, you could have somebody out there who's going to accidentally run into them or something and see how they react to that.
Exactly.
And they don't know what's going to, oh, well, I said it on the podcast.
Well, they still don't know it.
But so have them do it and see how they respond. And then you say, okay, what did you do right or what did you do wrong there? And that would be a good test.
Right, because we've kind of done some of that here. We have the mock like TSA area where we're practicing kind of going, because that's a really stressful environment. We hear that all the time, right? People leave here and their first solo kind of experience is at the airport. And what a challenging experience or environment. And so we've kind of created this mock TSA area. And I think as instructors, that's where we can kind of toe the line there too. You might get a really nice TSA agent or you might not get a nice TSA agent. And so we can kind of play and advocate there. But I think, right, taking that same idea into different environments and situations, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I think also a fun one would be to have dining, you know, set up a whole like eating experience where we have, you have to read the menu, you have to order, and just how you would navigate through that with our cafeterias, you know, our dining staff, or make that happen here.
Craig dressed up in a big, nice suit and had that thing draped over his arm. Can I help you? You know,
Craig's fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't think he could be mean if he really tried. No. I think honestly, he just exudes hospitality and kindness. I think that would be a little torturous on his end if he had to try to be rude or mean in any way, shape, or form.
But yeah, that'd be cool if you did a dining setting like that and just challenged everybody a little bit. Yeah,
there's
do that.
So much opportunity here for where this will go and what it'll turn into. And honestly, like you mentioned, Jeannine, it's so individualized. So maybe some people do want to go down that advocacy road and have some of these, and maybe other people don't. They feel okay. They feel good with that. So it's so wonderful that we can have these pre-conversations when you're calling the clients, get to know them, what are their needs, and then you kind of tweak the week according to them.
Yes, that's the best way to do it. And then if we need a group lesson to kind of, you know, tie some things in together, just for them to have some peer, like, what are you doing? How did you do this? It's very nice to have that going on during the week too.
And see, I've always told you guys, you're never going to get me up there with snow. There's snow everywhere up here. I tell you, it's cold.
Never stopping.
Oh,
it's never stopping. One of the last things, because I know we need to wrap up here, but one of my favorite things this week has been walking into the instructor's office and seeing all the things. There are so many things down there. Can you tell us about some of the things that we had to purchase to make this week happen?
And Timothy has to well know, because I was taking things and I'm like, oh, I forgot things. Let me go back and grab
She got
this.
her steps in one day.
Yeah.
You
There's
know,
so many things.
to bringing. So we had, oh my gosh, liquid level indicators we purchased. We have.
Wait, what is that?
Liquid level indicators?
yes.
So we have only one of them you love,
one
Timothy.
of them I love.
So there's 3 different kinds. There's one that tweets, there's one that buzzes, and there's one that is a loud, like pure team sound.
I hear that at 4 in the
So
morning.
they have prongs. They have prongs on the one side, a battery on the other, and you stick it on the side of your glass. And as the liquid gets to the top, it will make, whichever one you have, it will make one of those noises. So great for coffee. Definitely don't have to burn yourself now. And we got it measured, so you know exactly where to put it. Yep. We had purchased some measuring spoons and cups that are different colors. We have puffy paint to label things, bump dots.
Air fryers,
Yes,
toaster ovens.
Yeah, we got a hot plate.
Hot plate.
Yeah.
Convection hot plate.
We have our onion guide. That helps slice things nicely.
Ceramic knives.
Yeah, ceramic knives, some sharp knives. I don't know. There's so much down there.
so
I don't
many
even know
things.
where to start. Like
Yeah.
everything
Oh my
is
gosh.
like.
And every time I go in there, somebody was taking something different to go. I also love, we had like an old credit card machine kind of that didn't work anymore. So you could practice either tapping or inserting or swiping. And then the creativity of this team this week, you guys, has been so fun. Chad was looking, he wanted like a number pad, right? To practice like inputting a PIN number or something like that. And we tried the phone, but then we were dialing all sorts of numbers. So we didn't want to do that. But we went to the finance team and they had an old calculator. Yeah. So we were kind of like, it was so much fun. And honestly, everybody was on board. I went to 2 different offices before I got to the calculator to ask for these things. And everybody is just rifling through, trying to get creative on what we could use. So all team, everybody hands on deck. What a fantastic week. Congratulations to both of you for being a part of History and Hot Dogs. This has just been so much fun. And thank you for joining us today and sharing about it.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Yes.
And thank you so much to our listeners for listening to the Taking the Lead podcast. I'm Leslie Hoskins with hosts Timothy Cunio and Christina Hepner. We hope you enjoyed learning about this first very exciting pilot program. And please join us next time as we continue to dive into the world of blindness.
And if you'd like to learn more about applying to our free services at LeaderDog, you can head to leaderdog.org or call us at 888-777-5332. Don't forget, you can reach us at takingthelead@leaderdog.org with any questions or ideas. If you like today's podcast, make sure to hit subscribe and check us out wherever podcasts stream.